Hello everyone, it's Jen. Welcome back to another video for Not Too Shabby. Today I am making a pink fall card featuring the Pumpkin Spice Everything stamp set. This is part of the new release from Not Too Shabby, and I'm pulling in some Nitpicky Fall pattern paper by Fawn. I'm also going to be using the coffee mug die by Trinity stamps, and I cut that out using some chocolate colored cardstock. I did cut one of the pattern papers for the front of my card. There's also a little piece die for the drink area for the mug, and then there is a gift card holder that comes with that die set. I won't be using that today, but I did want to show you. So we're going to get started here, and I'm going to do my stamping first. I did have to mask off one of the two mugs here because I knew that it wouldn't fit on my little coffee cup. So I just went ahead and used some purple tape to mask that off. And I'm using my Gina Amalgam ink today. I am going to be doing some Copic coloring. I did stamp this a few times just to ensure that I got some nice, clean, crisp black lines. And now I'm going to stamp the scarf portion of the pumpkin image onto some of that pattern paper from the Nitpicky paper pad. I'm not sure if that paper is still available. If it is, I will link it below with all of the other products. So let's jump into some coloring. Today I'm using my Copic markers, and I'm going to share some tips on how to incorporate a non-traditional color such as pink into a fall card. So I am absolutely in love with white pumpkins this year. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel like using this really neutral color of pumpkin will allow you to more easily use non-traditional colors. So I'm starting out with the W5, just laying that where I want my darkest shadows, where there's those little indents in the pumpkin, and then around the scarf as well as the leaf to the left hand side and then the mug to the right hand side. I'll blend that out with my darkest midtone, which is the W3, and then the W1, which is my lightest midtone. And then I'm going to use the W00 to really blend that out. Now typically the rule is that you would use cool gray markers for non-living objects, but for fall I really love the soft look of the warm gray, and you'll see the difference between the two because I am going to color the coffee cup with some cool grays. Now another tip for using non-traditional colors for fall cards is to incorporate some more traditional fall colors. So I'm going to be using lots of browns here. For the maple leaf in the front and the top of the pumpkin, I'm using E47 as my darkest, E57 as my midtone, and then E35 as the lightest. For the pinks, I'm using one of my favorite pink combinations. My darkest is R85, midtone R83, and then RV11 for the lightest. So I'm just doing those little berries and also the sleeve on the coffee cup. So some really easy, nice 3-color blending here. Now I didn't want to add too many colors to this image. This is another way to make sure that the pink will work for a fall card. So I'm bringing in a darker brown for the 2 remaining leaves. I'm using E79, E77, E74, and E71. Now I'm using all 4 of those for this big oak leaf. For the little one to the bottom here that I'm working on to the left, I'm only going to use the 3 darkest markers, and that will give me a little bit more of a variation, even though I'm using the same colors. And I did use that darkest marker for the stem on the maple leaf. So here I'm using my cool grays for the coffee mug. I'm using C3, C1, and then blending that out with the 0 or the colorless blender. And here's where you can really see the difference between the cool gray and the warm gray. Once I have my coloring done, I can go ahead and cut out the piece of pattern paper that I want to use for the scarf. So I am just cutting that right on the black line You do want to make sure when you are paper piecing that you cut right on that black line, and I aim for the middle of it so that it will fit nicely onto your image. So here you can see just adding that paper gives some dimension to the image. And I'm also going to add some shading here, which even kicks it up another notch. So just bringing in that C3 and the C1 and blending that out just a little with the colorless blender. And you can see how much it makes that pattern piece really pop. Now I didn't quite get a good crisp image with the coffee mug because I had done the masking. So I'm just using my memento marker here just to kind of fill in some of those areas that weren't quite as dark as the rest of the image. And then I can go ahead and fussy cut out the image, and I will leave just the slightest white border. So I just need to trim down the side of the pattern paper that I'm using for the front of my card. The die is together so that it will make a folding card. So when you run your pattern paper through for the front panel of your card, you just need to trim off that little side. Super easy, and I love the versatility of that particular die. So I went ahead and added my coffee into the mug, and now I'm just going to add down my image here, again just using some liquid glue, and then I'm going to pick a sentiment from this stamp set, and I'm just going to kind of snug that up underneath the image. And so I chose the sentiment "Stay Cozy." There are a number of different sentiments in this stamp set. I really liked the simplicity of this one, and also I loved the style of font for this particular sentiment. Each of the sentiments have a little bit of a different style of font. So now I can go ahead and put my card together. So I'm just going to score my coffee cup here with my bone folder, and it is pretty much ready to go. I can just add my front panel onto the card base and just using liquid glue. So this is a really easy card to stick in the mail, and if you do want to have the gift card insert on the inside, then it stays pretty flat still. So I decided to leave the inside of the mug brown. I think I'm going to just use a white gel pen to write my message on the inside, but you could definitely add some white cardstock on the inside if you want to use a different color pen. So now I'm just finishing off with some final details. I'm using my Nuvo Shimmer pen, also bringing in my white gel pen just to add some highlights, and then some glossy accents for the top of the pumpkin as well as the lid of the cup, and that'll just give some shine. So there's the card. Let me know what you think about pink for a fall card. Does it work? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I'm really happy with how it came out. I love pink and brown together. So that's my project for today. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!